Good afternoon, folks. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. Around about 2 weeks ago, I created my first ever video on Fungiball, which in a nutshell is a fantasy tennis platform game. Now, unbelievably, in my first ever game week, I've done exceptionally well, which has come as a huge surprise to me as I've already stated, my tennis knowledge isn't great. So I'm going to put it all down to beginner's luck. But ultimately, I have over 40% ROI'd in my first game week, which I'm obviously delighted with. So I'm going to show you the game week that was concerned regarding these rewards. It was game week 35, which was between the 28th of June and 6th of July. And I entered the silver card tournament. And as you can see, I finished in second place. Obviously delighted with that given my lack of knowledge on tennis. However, a bit disappointed because my player there, Lacoli, he played a Scoffia in the final and my man lost on tie breaks in the two sets, 7-6, 7-6, and I think he lost 7-5 in both tie break. So could have been a little bit different. I could have finished first, but I am not complaining by any stretch. So, like I said, I have ROI'd in my first game week over 40%. I put in 40, I do apologise. I deposited $100 for claiming second place. I shall show you now the prize structure. I won $27. I don't know why that won't scroll over. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, there we go. So you can see I've won $27, a silver tier card, which I will show you very, very shortly, and 250 tokens, which will be coming useful for either upgrading your training so you can train more players, or more importantly, in my opinion, is to upgrade this Fungiball, because as you can see, the winner had a lot more XP than I did because his outfit was a lot stronger. His was 2.99, mine was 0.29. Had I had his card, then I would have finished first in that tournament. So my priority with tokens is to get this Fungiball as high as I possibly can by upgrading it. However, I do believe they have flash sales every 30 days or something like that, where you can just buy a better outfit that gives you more increase in XP and a bonus score. So that's what I'm going to be looking to do. Invest in one of them as soon as the next flash sale comes about. So anyway, that is what I won in terms of dollars. Now my player reward, it was obviously the top tier reward that I could win, tier S. And this is my man, Jacob Menzik. The last sale of this card was 79 poly. So that is roughly $14. So in total this game week I've returned just over 40 odd dollars. Hence it's just over 40% ROI. Now, like I've said, my tennis knowledge isn't fantastic, but from what I heard, this card is a very, very good card. He's a very good player. He's obviously only 19 years of age. And from what I've read, he's potentially a generational talent. So, of course, I'm delighted with the very little knowledge I've got to win a good card like Jacob Menzik. Now, just going back to what I've deposited, there was no need for me to deposit $100 in all honesty, because I went a bit crazy on packs, because I do like the packs, the gambling side of the game. But I went a bit crazy, like I said. I wouldn't have had to have done that. So technically, I could have spent possibly less than $40 and still achieved what I achieved in this game week, because the players I used, they weren't expensive players or anything like that. So don't be put off with me saying I've initially deposited $100, because you don't need that sort of amount of money to start the game. Like I've said on my previous video, there is even a free-to-play version of the game. So if you want to get your teeth stuck into that while learning the game, learning about tennis, then I highly recommend you do that. Because for me, even though most projects I get involved with, it's all about making as much money as I possibly can. I do make exceptions from time to time, and Fungiball is one of them. I got involved with Fungiball because, if I'm being perfectly honest, for the last 5 years, I have played fantasy football and football NFT games. I'm sick to death of playing them. And as they say, a change is as good as a rest. And in my opinion, Fungiball is fantastic. It's what I needed. And the game itself is very simple and very simplistic to how to know how to play the game, etc. There's in the guide, all the guide here, if you click there, it has the white paper, all the instructions, etc. are in there. Scoring, how players score, etc. So it's all there, but it's very simple. In my opinion, it is very much like So Rare when So Rare first started out and before they started complicating the game. So for me, it is ideal. And I'm sure if there are So Rare players who are watching this video, this game could be for you, because there are a lot of similarities, in my opinion, between this game and So Rare in terms of how you put your teams together, players, etc. You will know what I mean if you start playing it. So that's about it, folks. I just wanted to share my good news and very surprising news, if I'm being honest. You can see the dollars have gone back in, and it'll go in and now as wrapped Pol, because it's on the Poly network. So I've been paid, had my card. Time for a bit more research now for the next game weeks. And what I particularly like with this platform when I'm talking about game weeks is, what are we today? The 8th of July. You can see the next two tournaments are listed. So you've got time to prepare, plan, etc. Um, so yeah, you can basically plan in advance what players you could potentially use for the upcoming tournaments. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate the support. And I'll see you very, very shortly in my next video, hopefully with another surprising podium finish or something. Thanks a lot, guys.